I would like to tell you about my story. Well, my journey of these past couple of months. As you can see, I'm in the hospital. I have been through a whole lot. So, I'm going to cut this up into quite a few videos because I am in the hospital. I have nurses that come in every so often to check on me, and I do not want any of these nurses on the videos. So I will post a series of different videos to let you know what has going on with me. It started in May 3rd. It started, I felt a pain in my back, and I initially just thought I pulled a muscle or something. I did not think for a second that something was wrong until maybe the 6th. By the 6th, it got really bad. The pain in my lower back was so severe. Like I couldn't figure out what it was. But the pain got so bad that my right leg started giving out on me, and I started crumbling to the floor, or collapsing to the floor would probably be the best way to say that. But yeah. And I went to the emergency room. They took an MRI. The first doctor told me, yeah, I see where your pain is. I can see that it's in your lower lumbar. It's just the tissue around your spine has somehow got damaged, is what she said, and was swollen. And that all I needed was physical therapy and pain management, and I would be good. She prescribed me some pain medication and sent me on my way. Now, I trusted that what she said was true. That maybe I did damage it somehow. You know, at the time I was doing a lot of different work. Like I would paint people's basements or rooms or windows. So sometimes I was crouched over funny, so I figured maybe I had pulled something or twisted wrong that damaged the tissue around my spine. I tried to rationalize it like that, but I took the medication she gave me, and my pain just kept getting worse. What she gave me didn't help me. So I went back because I tried to see my primary care. But my primary care, the office and the number that I had for his office was not working for some reason. So I tried to look for a different primary care, but because of this thing going on with COVID, none of the doctors around were accepting new patients. So my only other option was to go to the emergency room again. And again, they told me, oh, you're fine. You know, take these pain medications. In a couple of days, they'll clear up. Didn't clear up. It got worse. I was in so much pain I couldn't stand up by myself. The minute I tried to, I would just fall to the floor. My legs would give out on me. The pain I was feeling. Okay, so let me explain. I have been through quite a bit. I have a really high threshold for pain. You can ask anybody that knows me. I'd rather deal with what I'm going through on my own than go to a hospital. Normally, I'm good. You know, I normally can handle whatever's thrown at me. I can deal with it and I'll be fine. But I had 2 children. I have 2 children. The pain of this was worse than going through everything I went through with that. You know, any mother would understand the pain you go through during childbirth, whether it's through natural birth or C-section. Either way is difficult. C-section's easy during, but afterwards, the mother's in a lot of pain. Naturally, the mother is in immediate pain. I don't know about the recovery for that. I know my mom has done it 8 times. She's quite the trooper. But I have 2 kids. And I thought, you know, I initially thought that maybe they just, I don't know, was giving me the wrong medication. I don't know. Eventually one of the doctors told me I had congenital spinal stenosis with a form of scoliosis, which growing up, you know, my mom, it runs in the family, so I was somewhat prepared to hear something like that. My mom had her surgery at 25, you know, I'm 27 now, so I figured, well, that explains a lot, you know. They gave me medication that they said would help bring down the inflammation around my spine and yada yada yada, but that I needed to go to a neurosurgeon. I contacted the neurosurgeon. He pulled up my file, pulled up my MRI, and he told me I didn't have congenital spinal stenosis, that the hospital misdiagnosed me. I didn't have a collapsing disc. Well, that I had a collapsing disc is what they initially told me, and that, you know, they were gonna schedule an appointment for me, but then all this thing with COVID happened, and it turned into a video appointment, which I didn't mind because I couldn't move very well. I'm sorry. I couldn't move very well. So the doctor told me that didn't have a collapsing disc, that I had a bulging disc, and that I just needed physical therapy and pain medication. I was so frustrated that I kept hearing different things, and they would send medication, and yet nothing was helping me. Literally nothing. Every time I would go into the emergency room, because I couldn't see my primary and nothing was working, these doctors started looking at me like I was just a junkie trying to get pain medication. I don't do drugs. I smoke cigarettes at the most every once in a while, but I try to maintain a good lifestyle so I could be there for my children. But this pain, I just wanted them to figure out what was wrong with me.